What's going on, YouTube? Part 2 of me rating your teams. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below what your team's looking like, and hit that sub button. We're on the path to 1,000 subs. We're far away, but together I know we'll get there. Make sure you turn on that noti bell so anytime that I post or we go live, you're the first one to be there. Now, if you want to be a part of this, be sure to follow my Twitter down below in the description. Send me a DM anytime that you see me post that I'm about to do the ratings. And if you put in my DM, I'll be sure that you're in the next video. Now, we have a few content creators. As always, anytime that I do this, their links will be down in the description. Be sure to go show them love the same way they show me love for sending these videos in. Each week, the way this works is we'll start off with my team to get a feel for where the rating is at, and then we'll move to each team. You're going to want to see one team. I've already seen every team. It's a 10. It's parallel 5. You're going to want to see the person who that team belongs to, so you can follow him on Twitch and see how he is parallel 5ing every single one of his players. It is crazy. All right, so we're over here with my team. I got a good team since the last one. Last time we didn't have collections done. We didn't even have the AL done. So we have parallel 2 Chipper. We have Ernie, Alfonso. We got Byron Buxton. We got Mike Trout, Acuna. Acuna will not leave my lineup. I don't care all year. I'm getting him to parallel 5 soon. We're going to work on our parallel soon. We got parallel 2 Poppy, Jorge Posada, who I will be looking to replace. I got Shohei, who will probably be on my bench for a while. We got Freeman, Finley, Vlad Jr., Tatis. I don't know. I cannot get Tatis out of my lineup. He is too good. And then in here, as you can see, the cap at the very end. Yes, he's real. That's Randy Johnson. SDS gifted me a 1 of 1. But we have Tom Glavine. We got Tanana. We got Bob Filler. We have Corbin Burns. We got the man himself, Randy Johnson. No, he's not a glitchy submarine cap. I actually made him like Randy Johnson. He's 6'10". I gave him Chris Sale's wind up. I think Randy Johnson's wind up is in the game, but I did want it to be a little deceptive because Randy Johnson was striking out 300 people a year. We got Chapman, we got Gagne, Hoffman, Moe, we got Houston Street, Franco. We do got the new Lee Smith, and we got Goose Gossage. I think the only thing my bullpen's really missing is Jarius Familia, the new Adam Wainwright. That could be it. I think with my team right now, I think if they were all paralleled out with the players I have, this would be a solid like 9.3, 9.4, possibly, maybe a little lower. But I think because I haven't paralleled any players like that, nothing above parallel 2, it's hard for me to say that this isn't nothing more than paper. This is probably an 8.7 is what I would go with. What would you rate this team right here? How does it compare to your team? Where do you stand with your team compared to mine right now? Would you rate this below a 8.7 or higher than an 8.7? Now, you got to think, I'm basing my rating off of that 10 team that I've seen because that's the best team that you can have in this game. So we're going to move on to the next person. So let's go see whose roster we're doing first. All right, so now as you can see, we got my boy Captain Celtics. Links will be in the description. He streams over on Twitch. He also has a YouTube and a TikTok. Now, as I said before, I won't be linking TikToks, but I'm pretty sure it's the same exact name. Be sure to show my boy love on all his socials because he didn't even have to send me this in. As I said, if you're a content creator and you send this in, be sure to let me know if I don't know that you stream so that I can make sure that whoever watches this video can show you just as much love as they're showing me. So just off first glance, his team looks very similar to mine outside of the fact that he has Finley in instead of Acuna, which is honestly very understandable. Finley's swing is glitchy. He has the speed. He has the power. You gotta love his cap, bro. Dude, try hard. You gotta love the way he put his cap together. He's got parallel 2 Chipper, same like us. He's got parallel 3 Poppy, parallel 4 Mike Trout. He's got Soriano, parallel 2 Salvador Perez. So he's sitting at a 90 overall with Salvi. And on the bench, I can see from right here that he definitely has a good bench. He has parallel 2 Shohei, parallel 2 Doby, very underrated card. I don't see that Doby anywhere, and he actually has a really good swing to me. He's got Acuna, hurts me to see him on the bench. He's got parallel 2 Ernie. And he's got Ricky Henderson, I'm assuming for a speed guy. He's a 95 overall, so I'm assuming you could use his bat too, probably against lefties. He's definitely a good speed guy. This is a good lineup, man. And his cap, he did send me his cap stats, so we will take a look at his cap. His cap has 105, 105, 107 on both sides, 89 fielding, 95 reaction, which is big, and 93 speed up the middle. Caps are ridiculous this year, but I think it's all fair game. I think it's cool to put a cap in the game, put your favorite swing on them. I like to recreate players, but this is probably one of the best cards, if not the best all-around card in the game, and he has it in his lineups, and we got to take that into account. That is a good cap. Now we have his rotation. We got Tom Glavine, Frank Tanana, we got Corbin Burns, parallel 1, Feller, parallel 2, Pedro, which puts him at a 90. He's got Goose, Gagne, Hoffman, Barnes, parallel 3, Eck, which puts him at a 90. The Barnes is at a 90. Brad Hand, Josh Hader, who I really don't mind the Hader. I know some people don't like Josh Hader, but with pinpoint pitching, his slider is disgusting located on the outside. And John Franco. Now, his team to me was very, very similar to mine. I think the only thing that separates my team from his is the Brad Hand. But if you really love a reliever and you're really good with his release on pinpoint, you can make it work. I really think looking back at my team and looking at his team, he has more parallels. I think my bench might be slightly better, but because of his parallels, like the parallel 4 Trout right there and the parallel 3 Poppy, it's hard for me not to say that his team is just slightly better. Because at the end of the day, you really don't use all your bullpen arms, but I do value bullpen a lot. I'm going to go with a 8 point, I want to say about the same as mine, like 8.7, 8.8. This is a God squad. Do your player of the month program. As you can see, he's using 3 players from that program. I use 3 players from that program. Or you cannot go wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I think he's using 4. But this is a good team right here. What do you think about this team? What would you rate it? Down below in the comment section. I really wish my my mustache kind of looked like bro dude right there, to be honest. But I think this is solid, just like mine. I think it's like an 8.8. I think it's slightly better because of the parallels. Next up, we got my dude, LA. That's my guy right here, bro. Links will be down in the description. You can follow him. He don't really stream like that, but you can go ahead and drop my boy a follow, man. He a cool guy. So he's got parallel 2 Finley. He's a goon, too. Parallel 1 Trout, parallel 2 Acuna. Got to give him extra points for that. He's got parallel 2 Soriano, parallel 3 Ernie, parallel 1 Chipper. He's got parallel 1 Ortiz. He's got Jorge Posada, just like myself. I think everybody's probably looking to replace Posada. His swing is good. The issue is his defense is just terrible. On the bench, he's the first one we've seen with that JD Martinez, who just is an absolute lefty killer. He's got parallel 3 Yelich. Name one person who, have you ever tuned into a stream and somebody wasn't hitting a home run with that Yelich? He's got JT, parallel 1 Cody Bell, Injur, and he's got parallel 1 Byron Buxton off the bench. I don't necessarily know where he would use that Buxton at unless it's for a speed replacement, like a defense replacement in the outfield. Because off the bench, Buxton doesn't necessarily have the best stats offensively against either one. But I do understand it because he can take anywhere in the outfield. Especially late game, probably taking over for somebody like Steve Finley maybe with his noodle arm. You know, he's got Chad Pennington out there. And then his starting rotation, he has Glavine, Tanana. He's got parallel 2 Corbin Burns, top 3 pitcher in the game. Parallel 2 Jacob deGrom. He does have Trevor Bauer. I think that kind of hurts him a little bit. He's got LA in the pen. That's basically like a 6th starter. He might be using Bauer out of the pen and starting his LA cap because caps this year out of the pen get 99 stamina. So they're basically like a 6th starter. He's got parallel 1 Chapman. We will not dock him for having Gold Dibble. Gold Dibble is just as good as any diamond reliever that you can get. He's got Josh Hader. He's got Trevor Hoffman. He's got Franco. He's got Eric, 13.49 ERA Gagne, and he's got Goose Gossage. What do we give LA here? Very similar team as ours. I don't like Trevor Bauer being in the lineup. I don't like his diamond. Maybe LA can explain to us in the comment section why he uses Trevor Bauer. Maybe he's really good with his release point. He does have the pitch mix with the sinker cutter. I didn't find finest Trevor Bauer that hard to hit last year, but he was solid for a lot of people. I love the cap. And he did show us his pitch mix. Look at this man's cap. He's got sinker cutter, screwball, changeup, slider. The per 9s are the best per 9s in the game. 99 stamina out of the pen. I promise you, this cap, best pitcher in the game. He's probably, knowing LA, mine's not cheesy. LA's is probably cheesy. My man is probably throwing it from the dirt. So, I mean, we got to take that into effect. That's definitely a 10 bullpen. The Trevor Bauer does kind of hurt a little bit. Outside of that, we pretty much have the exact same lineup, except for I have Buxton over Finley, which we might make that change. Once again, it's so hard. I feel like this is another one that's like a 8 point. I'm sorry, LA, man. I think Trevor Bauer is the only upgrade I would make. But at the same time, who would you put in over him? Feller? fairly easy to read. Yeah, Feller's fairly easy to read. I would have to give this team, I'm gonna go 8.6, mainly because LA always be talking some mess. So I gotta make sure he's right below me and my boy Captain Celtics. It's the same exact team pretty much. At that point, it's all preference. I'm gonna dock him 1 point just for being LA, just because his cap's throwing from the ground. We're gonna dock LA 1 point. He's gonna be at 8.6. What do you think about LA's team down in the comment section? What would you rate this team? Next up, we got my boy Beast. Big supporter of the channel, man. I appreciate you. Now, Beast here, honestly, bro, we're going to give you a 6 on the picture quality. Now, if you watched the first episode, I told you I was going to start docking because of the picture quality. My boy Zach Attack sent in, looks just like this. Him and Zach might be good friends. Let's see. We got Corbin Burns, parallel 2. Nice. He's got Bob Feller. He's got Lizardo, parallel 4. Chris Sale, who I cannot ever hit, parallel 2. Pedro Martinez. He's got Eck, Hader, Houston. He's got Nick. He's got Liam, Kirby, Matt Barnes. And we will not dock him for having that Rizzo, because I don't know if y'all faced that Rizzo anywhere, but his screwball looks just like a knuckleball. It is ridiculous. Honestly, we might give him more points just for having him in the bullpen. On the lineup, we got Shohei, we got Buxton, we got Gallo. As I told you on the first episode, Gallo's one of the only parallels that no matter where you put him at, he doesn't get much better. He's got the big dude. I like it. I like it. He's got JT and Trey Turner. He's got Vlad Jr. and he's got Salvi Perez. My man's got Machado, McCovey, I think that's Duvall, Renfro, and then D. Gordon, who I assume is a speed replacement. Just a quick suggestion, which we do try to do during these videos, is I would switch JT and Trey Turner. I would switch JT and Trey Turner if you can. I don't know if JT can play second base, but he should be able to. Mainly because of that speed up the middle at shortstop is important. So, and JT already be at a secondary position. There's no need in putting Trey at a secondary position. Go ahead and put him in his primary. I don't know if that's possible. I haven't really looked at the JT card to see what his secondaries are, but I don't like having him at shortstop. He's just too slow. It's not a bad team. I think this team right here is honestly a solid, no money spent team. I think anytime you can get a rating over a 7, you can compete with anybody, which is the beauty of MLB The Show. I think this team is a 7, maybe a 7.1, but you shouldn't take that as a slight. It's just the collections aren't done. You're missing the Glavin. You're missing a good amount of the bullpen. And like I said, that switch from JT to Trey would make a big difference. I think this is a solid 7.1. It could be a little lower. I love the cap, the big do. You gotta like that. And you can win with this team. This is why you really should be doing your team affinities, and you should be doing your player of the month program, because you can build a team like this fairly easy without having to spend any money, and you can compete with anybody. This is the perfect example of that. I think this is a solid 7.1. What would you rate this team in the chat? Is your team more similar to this, or are you one of those that have collections done and you have the parallels? So, let me know down below what you think about my boy Beast team right here. Now, this team here, oh my lord. When you look at it, your first thought is, my guy, go outside, bro. But this my dude Pepe. Links will be down in the description. Be sure to follow him. Pepe actually works a full-time job, man. I don't know how he does this, but he has a method that he's using. He gets all his players to parallel 5. I'm not going to give away his method. That's not I want you to go follow his Twitch. Go in there and ask him how he's getting all these parallel 5s, and he can help you out if you want to get your team to parallel 5. He's got the cap, long meat. Bro, I swear, I know that man swing a long stick. Pause. All right, anyway, we got parallel 5 Mike Trout. We might as well not even say the parallel. They're all parallel 5. He's got Byron Buxton. He's got Steve Finley, Poppy. He's got Soriano. He got Posada. He's got parallel 5 Chipper Jones. Off the bench, he's got parallel 5 Solak, JT, Acuna, who should be in the lineup. I think that's Reese Hoskins, parallel 5, and then Shohei Ohtani, parallel 5. This dude is just straight cracked. Honestly, this team is so good at this point that 2 months from now, this team would still be in the 9s as a rating, I believe, with all these parallels. And then in his rotation, he has parallel 5 Pedro, he has Tom Glavine, Corbin Burns, DeGrom, and he has Grayson Rodriguez. Now, you may be looking at that Grayson Rodriguez like, why him over some of the other pitchers that you could have paralleled? Honestly, that Grayson Rodriguez has the pitch mix. He's filthy, so I understand it. We're not going to knock him for Jake Diekman. He has the 125 hit per 9. You don't get much better than that. He's got Hoffman, parallel 4 Adam Wainwright. He's got Chappie, he's got Goose, Rivera, Franco, and the new Lee Smith already parallel 4. I mean, chat, we don't even got to look back at this team. There's no point in even looking at anything else. This is a 10. This is what a 10 looks like. If you're looking at your team thinking you have a 10, if it doesn't look like this, you probably don't have a 10. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, this man pretty much has a full lineup of 95s and above. 99s with all the parallel 5s. This is ridiculous. Pepe, I don't know how you do it, bro. Take a shower. I'm just messing, man. I know that's what the trolls sound like, but this is a good team. This is a 10 out of 10 right here. Now, last but not least, we got my boy Mitch. He is an absolute goon. Last year, this dude started off the year 59-1. I mean, he could make World Series like on a TV at that. 12-0 player. I mean, this has been one of my absolute day one supporters. He was like one of my first 10 followers, bro, and he's been riding with me since then. This dude, I don't expect nothing less but a really, really good team. He's a grinder. I meant to tell y'all how a lot of these people got their teams. We'll go back and I'll let you know at the end if you're still here at the part of the video, just so you know. I know last time we did that, this time it kind of got behind me, but I promise you, after we get done rating this team, this is the last team of the day. After this one right here, I'll be sure to make sure that I tell you how each person got their team so that you can follow whatever method, but just be sure to follow them. And you can definitely go see for yourself. So we have parallel 2 Soriano. We have parallel 2 Trout. Parallel 4 Buxton. We got parallel 1 Poppy and Jackie. He's the first one we have with the Jackie Robinson. He has parallel 3 Ernie. He has parallel 3 Chipper. And then he has the prospect Adley Rutschman, who I believe is the second best catcher in the game behind the Matt Wieters that just came out today. But I'm pretty sure because I'm rating this right now and nobody's currently in World Series that sent us this, and I'm sure they will be soon. That's the only reason half of these people don't have that Wieters yet. Most of these people will have that Wieters. Pepe will probably have him parallel 5 by midnight. But he does have Adley Rutschman, who I consider the best catcher up until that Wieters came out. Now right here off his bench, he does have the JD Martinez. It's the second one we've seen. You gotta love that. He's got the Franimal, who I'm batting like 600 with. Honestly, might need to put him on my bench. Might have to dock my boy Mitch because he got Acuna on the bench. I don't really like seeing that. Acuna ain't never played the bench in his life. We got parallel 2 Steve Finley, and he's the first one with this Prince Fielder. Now, if you have not used Prince Fielder, his swing is ridiculous. Inside pitches, he gets to him with ease. It's quick. It's what you would expect from a Prince Fielder card. I personally can't wait for his 99. And I think the fact he has him on the bench, and he's the first one to have him off the bench, definitely got to give him some points for that. This is a really solid offense. I think it's the second best offense we've seen so far. I know he's also working on a cap, so his offense is just going to get that much better. I think his cap will probably go where Ernie's at. So that'll be another 99 player right there. And then now that we're looking at his pitchers, he's got 96 Glavine. He's got 93 Corbin Burns. He's the first one to have Fernando Venezuela, which I'm very surprised about because a lot of people say on Legend he's just absolutely unhittable with his screwball. He's got 91 Oral Hershiser. First one with him. I love that Oral card. Don't we all? Parallel to Jacob deGrom. He's got Franco, Wainwright, Wagner, Hoffman, Jerry's Familia. He's got Lee Smith, Chappie, and then he's got Goose Gossage. He's pretty much got the 1990 New York Yankees. But nah, to be honest with you, I think this is the second best team that we've seen. I think there's nothing topping Pepe's team with the parallel 5s, but this is a very solid squad. There's no holes in this team. I think he has the most well-rounded pitching staff. If he gets the parallels up on this team, I think this is a 10 out of 10 team with parallel 5s on it. But because he doesn't have the parallels and we are gauging this based off some of the other ratings, I can't give this a 10 because Pepe's the only 10. But I think this is a solid 9.5. The bench was good. The lineup was good. There's no holes. He's got the Jackie Robinson. He's got pretty much all 90s in the pen except for the Chapman, which he hit the new upgrade just basically made him unhittable again. And then, of course, with the Venezuela and Oral Hershiser, I think this is a really good team. Let me know what you think about this team down below. Whose team today had your favorite team? Who was your favorite team that you've seen? Me personally, I love to see this teams like this, and I love to see the teams like Pepe. But then I like to see teams like, Beast, who don't spend any money, which none of us really. I think the only person who spent any money on the game, I think Pepe spent a little bit of money at the beginning. And my boy Mitch did get a gift card at the beginning, and he opened up packs with it. But outside of that, he's been nothing but no money spent. I think Celtics is no money spent. And my boy LA is no money spent as well. He's done all his grinding offline with showdowns, getting all them done. He did get lucky with a trout pool, which helped him get collections done. But everybody here that you see, these teams are very obtainable, especially at this point. And if you don't know how to get the collections done and you're wondering how, I do have a couple videos on the channel that I can link down below or at the end of the video, and just be sure to click those, and that'll help you get collections done fast so that you can have teams like this. But I think this is the second best team that we've seen today. This is a solid 9.5, I would say. So now that's going to be it for us today. As I said, if you want to be a part of this series, I'm actually thinking about doing it live on stream and recording it because I want y'all to start to be a part of it. But I just want to build more of a following so there's more people in there. I think that'll make it more entertaining, make it more funny. I try to be funny with it, but at the same time, I want to give you legit ratings where I feel the teams are at. Every team we've seen today was a good team. Even Beast's team, who we gave a 7.1. I think at the very bare minimum, that team could compete. When you're doing the showdowns and you're doing your player of the month programs, you can compete with a team like that. And so do your player of the month programs if you haven't. Do your showdowns, get the packs, try to get collections done. You can easily have a team like this. Be sure to follow the Twitter, DM me for the next one. Episode 3 should be coming out in a couple weeks. If you like the content, once again, be sure to like. Please hit that sub button and hit that noti bell. And as always, peace, love, and until next time.